Welcome to another episode of Bison Insider. I'm your host, Mr. John McLemore, and today I'm joined by a very special individual who hails all the way from, well, on the east side of the state. I'm joined by Mr. Garrett Klein. How are you doing, Mr. Garrett?
Good, John. How about you? Thanks for having me.
No problem. I'm doing well. I'm glad this rain decided to go away.
Yeah, if I open my window, it's pouring outside out here. So seems like we've been getting a little bit more precipitation out here for the past couple months.
Well, I'm sure your grass is pretty green. I know mine is.
Yep, yeah, it's green. I think I miss Minot in that it seems like everywhere I move, whether it be Grand Forks or Fargo, the bad weather comes with me. So
Well, you can keep it.
yeah.
All right, so we're gonna start off with some really easy questions for you, some that don't require any kind of thought process whatsoever. They're the basic ones that I ask everybody. So, what is your position here on Center?
I am an outreach and admissions counselor for the southeast portion of North Dakota. So what I do is basically I'm based out of Fargo, and I cover the southeast side of the state and help applicants apply for the program. And I give them an idea of what the program is going to be like. And then I also do a lot of outreach to schools and different organizations, especially in the bigger cities like Fargo and Jamestown. And I transferred out here in October, and I worked out in Minot before this. So I have experience working on center as well as on Fargo here.
Perfect. So, how long have you been with us? I know that you took a small hiatus.
It should be about next month, I believe we should be at about 12 months worth of working at Job Corps, so about a year in total.
Cool. Awesome. Well, it's time for those little tougher questions, ones that you probably haven't studied for, and we'll see what happens.
I'm excited.
All right. So, during this isolation phase of life, we have a lot of different things that we can do. Have you decided to pick up any new hobbies, or maybe have you perfected some old ones?
I have been going crazy, actually. I'm a big car person. I saw you ask Scott about his favorite. I'm a Ford guy, but my passion, I have a 1968 Mercury Cougar, and I've actually been restoring the floor on that. So I grinded down the old flooring, and it was in pretty good shape. But restoring that and then coating it, and then we're putting in new carpet this weekend. So I'm pretty excited about that.
So you're kind of a car guy. Any chance that you're going to bring that car up to Minot so the students can oogle over it once it's done?
It's actually in Minot. Since I'm from Minot, I store it out in Minot, and I don't get any contact in Fargo, so I think I actually am almost exposed to more if I come back. But it's out at a farm outside of Minot, about 20 minutes. I just work in the shop and then head back home on Sundays.
Gotcha. Well, I know that the students, when they return to the center, will probably enjoy seeing a nice car. You know, Mr. Perry does a really good job with taking them out to see the classics.
I was just gonna say that, yeah, Mr. Perry has he has a nice Mustang too.
Yeah. So, which do you think is better, paper or plastic?
When it comes to the environment, paper is probably better. And if you watch The Office, I think paper is the obvious answer. But I like plastic if I go to the grocery store, to be honest. And I just think, environmentally, it's probably not as good. But I also, if I go to the gym, I hate to say it, but if I use a pre-workout or something, I almost use a plastic water bottle every time because I can fill it and shake it up and then dispose of it. So I guess I'm in the past with my thoughts on paper versus plastic.
So you kind of split. You're kind of a 50-50 kind of guy. That's okay. So something I don't know about you, do you have any siblings?
I do. I have one brother and one sister. My sister owns a travel agency in Minot called Top Notch Travel. And my brother owns the muffler shop in Minot and Supercuts, the hair salon.
Nice. So are they older or younger than you?
They're quite a bit older. So I'm in my mid-20s, and my brother and sister are both, my brother's birthday today, actually, and he turns 40. So Cinco de Mayo and his 40th birthday.
Well, that's if you want to do a shout out, I'm sure it'll be several days delayed, but I'll allow it.
Yeah. Yep. His name's Joe. So happy birthday. And then my sister's name's Emily.
Okay. So kind of a follow-up question to that, since you were a little bit younger, they're a little older. As a young boy growing up with two older siblings, what was one thing that you enjoyed doing just to annoy the ever-loving you-know-what out of them?
I grew up in a weird time. So I think uh, we had a generational training at Job Corps. So I thought it was interesting to see that because I grew up, it felt like a single child because my brother had moved to Fargo before I even started kindergarten. And my sister graduated in 2002. And I would have been starting, I think, second or third grade, and she moved to Alaska. So I don't think I really can remember what I did to annoy him, other than probably trying to sneak in and hang out with my brother when he had his friends over.
Gotcha.
I know we used to try to watch cartoons that weren't a lot like South Park, cartoons that kids shouldn't be watching.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll have to go back to the drawing board on that question. That's okay. So, what do you think is the best character trait for, say, one of our students who's job hunting?
I think you have to work well with others and know how to solve problems. So I think working well with your coworkers, as well as being personable and listening to the people that you work with, and the customers that you're trying to help, or people outside of your job. So working well with people and knowing how to solve problems.
Perfect. All right. So, this is a hypothetical question. This is going to take a little bit of time to kind of navigate. But hypothetically speaking, you're alone in a meadow. It's nighttime. The stars are out. The crickets are chirping. The bullfrogs, you can hear them in the background. And it's a gorgeous night. You can see all the stars in the sky. And as you're looking up, you notice that there's a blinking star that's coming towards you. So you sit and you watch it for a few minutes and you think, is that a falling star? Who knows? As it gets closer, you realize it's an unidentified flying object, or better known as a UFO. It lands just off to the just in front of you, and in Hollywood style, this ramp comes shooting out of it, and makes all the dry ice type smoke, and it comes out, and down the ramp walks two green men, much shorter than you, by the way. They look at you, they look at each other, then they look back at you and say, "Hi, want to come see our ship?" So, your thoughts, your next comments, your what do you do?
Um, that's tough, John. I think I'd be so fascinated to actually see it, but so scared of abduction. I think it would be a moment of like a person having shock that I would probably just like not even knowingly go walk over and look at it. And I guess whatever, I don't know what would happen next, but I think it would be pretty interesting. I'm a big extraterrestrial. I like all that kind of stuff. So I think I'd be scared, but intrigued.
So what you're saying is that you would willingly allow them to abduct you for the sake of science and your own curiosity.
I would allow them to let me into the spaceship just as long as I could see the exit.
Okay, that helps because as most of my videos come up, there's probably going to be a weird little blue line that comes up now and says something funny along the lines of this. So with that question, we are almost out of time, so that means I only have a couple more questions for you. This next one, again, another thinker, little brain teaser. When was it that Christmas and New Year were in the same year?
To be honest with you, I don't have any idea. If it's a specific year, I wouldn't have um, any guess. So I would guess maybe when. Oh man, it can't be when Jesus was born. So I don't have it. I don't have a guess.
Well, you're overthinking it just a hair. Um, Christmas and New Year are in the same year every year.
Oh geez. Yeah, I
Um,
I tried. That was good. I my critical thinking skills must not be on. I guess I'll need to drink some pop or something.
Yeah, that's okay. One last thing, a little bit more serious note. Do you have any words of encouragement for our students during this time frame, or even our staff at that?
Sure, I would say, it's an uncertain time, but I think as far as an admissions team and a CTS team, and there's such good staff at the Burdick Center, I think it's such a good group of people. I've been looking around different places online as far as like trying to find out if any other centers are doing newsletters like this or any places doing online applications. And I know proactively our center's doing above and beyond what it takes to make sure you guys are comfortable and that we can help you succeed. So I would say, feel comfortable and keep, just keep positive and everything should be good.
Okay. So with that question being asked, that does bring us to the end of our time frame. Just as a reminder for those who are watching, make sure you share this with your friends so they can see it, and also head over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes. Go back and watch our old ones. Some of them are funny, some of them are good, some of them are long and drawn out, and you kind of go, huh, what? Also, head over to our Facebook page, the Burdick Job Corps Community. We have a lot of news and updates and things that are going on, and that's one place that you'll always find to find information about what's going on in the center. So, traditionally speaking, I end this in one way. I know Garrett is really dreading this one way, but that's okay. One final thought before we depart. And the final thought for today is, what did one Dorito farmer say to the other?
I do not know. I know one joke as far as nacho cheese, but I have no guess at all.
Well, the one Dorito farmer looked at the other Dorito farmer and said, "Cool ranch."
That's pretty good.
So just want to remind, wow, I can't talk. Start that one over again. Just want to remind everybody just to stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, John. Thanks for having me, guys. Have a good week.
You too.